Hey, my name's Maggie. I'm doing a video on breast milk, how to store it. If you're like me and you're a new mom and you want to do what's best for your baby and try to breastfeed, well, I hope everything works out for you. A few things to remember: drink lots and lots of water, eat often, and I'm not talking about overeating. Watch what you eat, because you cannot eat like 5,000 tacos and then feed your baby and not expect your baby to get gas. Yeah, I lived every single day of my life with gas drops by my side, just in case her little tummy started hurting. So, breast milk storage bags. I personally bought the Lancino kind. I know they have the Up and Up Target brand, the Nuke, and all these other different kinds of brands. You know, whatever works best for you. But I liked Lancino because whenever you froze it, it laid flat. Like, when you froze it flat, it would stand up and stack like multiple ones, whereas like the Nuke ones, I think it was like when you laid it flat, it was still really thick. So whenever, you know, I stacked them up, I used a Pop-Tart box in the freezer. So when you stacked them up like that, you can only fit like 5, whereas with the Lancino bags, it was fitting like 10 in a container. So it was nice and compact. I really like that. But so after you figure out what kind of breast milk storage bag you want to use, then, you know, of course, you pump your milk. I used an even flow single pump because it was kind of the cheapest until I was approved through my healthcare provider to get the Medela double pump, since I was going back to work, which is really neat. If you can apply for something like that through your local WIC office or whatever, I do advise you do so, because that does help out a lot. Because some of these pumps that you buy in the store, like I got the single electric pump, it started like the noise was going out pretty quick. So I really like the Medela pump. Also, Medela does have pretty good breast milk bags, I've heard. Anyway, so you pump your milk and then pour it in the storage bag or whatever. Make sure that you do date it, and like the time date, whatever you feel, because it can only stay in the freezer for 3 months, whereas the deep freezer, it can stay up to 6 months. I've heard maybe a year. My child drank milk as much to where I never had much to put up for a year, but hopefully if you produce that much, awesome. They do have donation banks where you can donate your milk. They do test it and test you and everything, which is pretty neat to help out some moms who can't pump. Let's see what else. Ooh, thawing it out. They say don't run it under hot water. They say don't microwave it. I never microwaved it. That's actually really bad. It causes a lot of hot spots in the milk for your baby. You don't want to burn their little baby tongues. So, like, you can set it out in warm water or put it in the fridge like 2 hours before you use it or whatever. Breast milk is good after it's thawed out to sit in the fridge for 24 hours. And if you want to pump it and store it in the fridge, I believe it lasts like 3 days. So, that's why I would go ahead, if I pumped it, just to go ahead and freeze it, just in case. I mean, even if I knew I was going to use it the next day, never knew what was going to happen. And when you do freeze it, try to use the oldest. So, like, the way I would do it, if I had some from last week, I would put the one that I pumped today in the back, so that I used the oldest, newest, so that I knew for sure it wasn't going to go bad and it was going to get used. Now, there's also this lipase thing. If I was you, I would do some research talking about how this thing, some kind of compound or something in your milk, can go bad, and it tastes bad to the baby. Like, I've actually think it possibly happened to me, because I had some breast milk that was going on. It was about to be the 3-month mark in my regular freezer. So I was like, you know, I'm going to hurry up and try to get this used, because I didn't realize how much milk I had pumped and stored. And she wouldn't take it. I was like, no, not me. You're not telling me that I have the lipase issue. So, yeah, it can happen. That just means that your milk, it may be good. It may last for 2 weeks in the freezer, it may last for 2 months in the freezer, or it may only last like 3 days. So just keep a check on that. That way you know how good and how long your milk is good for, so that way that you don't pump too much and end up wasting any, because nobody likes wasted breast milk. But if you do have breast milk that does go bad like that, don't throw it away. You can use it for good things like milk baths. Like, excuse me, my daughter has really sensitive skin, and she breaks out almost to everything. Like, first it was detergents, and then colognes. Like, her dad would use this really strong cologne, and it would just break her out anytime he held her. So what I would do is, like, take a bag of breast milk out of the freezer, thaw it out, or if I was using it for, like, her bath, I would just, you know, run it under really hot water and just get it thawed out pretty quick, and then, you know, kind of mix it to where it's like a lukewarm bath water temperature. And it worked very well. I would let her sit in it for about 10 minutes, you know, wash all her body, and not even use a lot. Like, I used a 6-ounce bag of breast milk in her little, you know, baby bathtubs that they have. And, you know, made the water cloudy. You don't have to use too much, and it worked perfect. The next day, her rashes were almost healed up, so I did it again. Worked perfect. I've also seen they do make breast milk soap. So, I've not personally tried it yet, but it looks pretty neat. You know, breast milk soap, oats and honey, I think. It's supposed to be really good for the skin. But yeah, if you guys liked this video or thought the information was helpful in any way, subscribe, like, comment my videos. If you have any questions, ask me and tell me what kind of video I should do next. Alright, thanks guys.